Burnout isn't a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign that you've been trying to be the source instead of connecting to the source. There may be quite a number of things that you built a tolerance to or normalized around you that has been draining you completely. The things that are killing your peace, burning you out, isn't a sign that you're weak. It's a sign that you need to cast all those things off. Stella, get into it, man. Hey guys, if you're new here, I'm Stella, and today we're gonna look at 5 faith-based ways we're gonna cure your burnout. Obviously, we're gonna start strong with number 1, with prayer, Bible study. That is a faith-based way you could reground, reset. It's really soothing if you look at it as meditative, reflective, and like self-discovery. Reminder, when you sit and remind yourself of God's promise and you study it, write it down, repeat it, affirm it to yourself, it clears your path. In the sense of, it's no surprise that when you take this time to focus on God, everything else is naturally provided for you. 2 Corinthians chapter 9 verses 8 reads, "And God is able to bless you abundantly, so that in all things, at all times, having all that you need, you will abound in every good work." This is an emphasis on God's provision for us. So when you feel burnt out, when you feel like you're giving it your all at your wit's end, remind yourself God provides your every need. And also, I believe it's Matthew chapter 6 verse 33 reads, "But first seek his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." This is when Jesus was teaching his Sermon on the Mount, reminding us that God's rule is over everything forever, and he provides us with the things that he knows we need if we seek him out to do so. Like, if you think you could do it all on your own, that's why you're burnt out, because you're trying to be the source instead of connecting to the source. You have to seek him, and he will provide you all your needs today and tomorrow. So don't worry about tomorrow. The second faith-based habit is a digital detox. And I have this other video going into depth on 7 ways you could do this just before bed. I'll link it here at the top. But a digital detox is a faith-based way. Even if you feel like you've been consuming faith-based content, sometimes you need a break from listening and watching. You need a break from that to plug into the actual content that powers all. Again, stop trying to be the source, connect to the source. And that could look like, even if it's worship music or whatever you put on, a good podcast. Sometimes you need a detox from all these things. Even if you were doing it in the name of self-love or self-care or self-relaxation, sometimes you need to connect to the content of all God and really meditate, really sit down, because you get hunches, inspirations, ideas come to you that you literally would not be or have in that moment by listening to someone else's ideas, by listening to someone else's content. When you connect to God, when you meditate, when you take that time to really, this is a faith-based habit that you could literally use to transform yourself. Literally take that time, because you're gonna get things that you would not get listening to other people. You need to listen, again, connect to the source, okay? Turning off the music or turning off the podcast and really sitting alone and being by yourself with your thoughts is a way that you feel like you might start overthinking. Again, I have a new video on overthinking, on how to overcome that as well, that I will tag up here. You could watch after this one. But it is important to turn these things off and give yourself that moment of solitude. And it's not you being alone, it's real solitude. But really, God took time, Jesus took time to put himself into solitude before doing the biggest thing he could do for mankind, right? And we need solitude for ourselves too, to be alone with God, to be with our Creator, to receive information from him. It's important. A faith-based habit of going into solitude, a faith-based habit of fasting is so important. And you might be like, when's the last time you fasted? Don't answer that in the comments. Don't do any of that, because the thing is, when you fast, don't tell anyone. And this is actually in the Bible, and it may be overlooked or interpreted differently, but I interpret it as literal. Use that as your time for God. Like, even if you fast for someone else, they don't need to know, but they're gonna say thank you. Like, what can they do? That fast was, the intention was for God, right? So when you're fasting, when you're taking your time in solitude, be intentional with that. Don't make it a performance. You don't have to explain why you need solitude. You don't have to explain why you're fasting. You don't have to explain why you need your time, because this is the time that God has blessed you with. And don't feel pressure, or don't let anyone pressure you out of solitude or out of your me time or out of your self-care time, because these are the faith-based habits that keep you grounded. These are the faith-based habits that keep you connected to the source. So you realize you don't have to try to run on to be the source. You don't have to try to go, because you're connected to the powerhouse of all one. Yes. Yes. That was so good. That was literally what I had to say. Like, I feel like I could stop the video here, but I promise you guys one more faith-based habit. The fifth faith-based habit that you could use to cure your burnout is, it's the little things that help cure your burnout, because it's the little things that help bring you back to yourself. It's the little things that could connect you with God, because God is in everything, the smallest little thing. So when you think about curing your burnout, when you think about grounding yourself, when you think about, oh my gosh, you feel overwhelmed, now what? Literally get some fresh air, move, go for a walk. Sometimes your body holds stress and tension, and it's not just about working out, it's literally about like stretching. Okay, you could like be putting so much adrenaline and stuff into working out, but when you stretch your muscles, that just goes into changing your environment. It can be as simple as going outside to get some fresh air, but change your environment. These were 5 faith-based habits that you could implement today to start curing your burnout, to start feeling better and amplifying your connection with one to all. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.